I know it's not Christmas anymore, but it snowed and it kind of still feels like winter. So, yeah.
I love that intro song. I just feel like I stepped out of a 70s basement or something like that.
Yeah, well, what I do. I'm a man of the
Uh,
people.
I like it.
I do too. Makes me happy inside. So, welcome in, one and all. Uh, we have a very, very important announcement. Uh, Jermaine beat me in, well, he beat me. Like, it was weird. Like, then he beat me at a contest too, and it was worse. I felt worse about that than the actual physical beating. The little football situation we had going on, the little uh, game, I guess we had for the overs and scores and all that other fun stuff. Um, Pulled it out because garbage time is garbage.
Hmm.
So that was fun.
That
Uh,
line was holding for a long time. I was just like,
it was
come
yes,
on. He was like,
yes.
he was in Texas and like teasing Texas to me the whole game. Was like,
I
I
mean, yeah,
don't think this score is gonna hold up. He was like, "Are you sure about that?" He had a goofy little guy like, "Are you
yeah,
sure about that?" And I was just like,
mm-hmm,
"Just hold on.
yep,
Garbage time prevails."
yeah, yeah. I mean,
And you wasted no time. I thought you were gonna like soak it in and then send the money in a couple of days. He was like, he sent the money like as the
yeah,
game was still going on.
yeah. I mean, at that point, if you bet the over and the over hit, I'm like, they're not going to subtract points, so
You're not gonna go
here we
back.
go. Yeah, it's kind of like, all right, here we go. Fair enough, but that was good stuff. I mean, we're not going to sit here and talk football. This isn't the football show, but um, that
Yeah,
contest
I
is
mean, I
coming
was
to
just
an end.
happy all up. Remember, I said with my heart I wanted the Eagles to win. I'm just glad they
Yeah,
beat them,
yeah,
and they manhandled them too. I didn't see
yeah.
them coming.
That score was not indicative of the actual game.
No, mm-mm.
Um, but
Yeah, it was
that
score.
contest is gonna bleed over into the regular season of next year. So I don't know if we're going to do it. I don't know if we're gonna do it weekly and have like a cumulative score at the end of the week or at the end of the year, or just yeah. I'm not sure how I want to go about doing it.
Yeah,
That's a lot of math. I'll figure it out.
yeah,
But
that's gonna take a long time. If
yeah, well, I mean, hey,
you
sometimes you got to
cumulatively
play the
do it
long
over
game,
the
bud.
whole year, yeah,
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely gonna be over the whole year. I don't know if we want to do it like weekly, and then we have like a weekly little bet type of thing for like $5 or whatever. I don't know. We'll
either
figure it
that
out.
or break it in quarters. Like we did this. This was
Yeah.
what 4 games,
Oh
so
yeah, yeah. You know what?
every four
That's
games.
yeah.
uh,
Okay, fair enough. Which
Sweet.
equates to $5 per week. So yeah.
Yep,
Well, there we go. Perfect. All right.
sounds good.
Get my goddamn money back. Um. Yeah. So before we get into it, it's a wild card show. So basically, here is the premise of what this is going to be. It's kind of like an old school kind of idea we had that we did for a few weeks, and we just pivoted off of it and did something else because that's basically how this show goes. Um, so before the wheel, like that's like a moment in time apparently for the show. It's like a little timestamp, like BC and AD. Apparently, here we go. So BW before wheel times.
You said BW.
BW, you know. So, oh god, I'm not gonna go any further because I know you're religious, and I'm just like, oh, I could just have fun with
Yeah.
this, but I'm not gonna do it. Uh, so we would occasionally just pick a topic for the draft and talk about said topic and go into a draft, which is exactly what we're gonna do today. Except we're gonna spin the wheel. We have no idea what it's gonna be. So the literal conversation about said topic and the draft of said topic are going to be absolutely in real time, just like the drafts have been the last few weeks, but we haven't had an actual conversation about it. But little bit of thingies here. So the Patreon thing I've been touting, put up a good episode. It's Karen's, Cars, Hills, and Cops. It was fun. I recorded that. I dropped the kid off at school, went to go get a breakfast Sammy, sat in the McDonald's parking lot and recorded it on my phone in the car.
Really?
Staring at a tree. Literally that was my process. But about 21, 22 minutes. Talked about that, and I also talked about why projects have the most illustrious names possible, like Mountain Crest Villas or like beachfront luxury condos. And you go there, it's like, I don't know what has more holes in it, the potholes or the houses. What the fuck am I in? Like, it's just
the name is all to distract you. It's to distract you from how bad it really is. So they come up with this elaborate, fancy name that means nothing like what you're going to see.
I saw one. It was like Mountaintop Views or something like that. And I'm like, this is fucking Pittsburgh. What? I mean, you can't call a hill a mountain. Like, it was ridiculous.
When I used to live with my ex, it was like crafting townhomes, and those were the furthest thing from a town home. It was
crafting row houses.
Yeah, that's exactly townhomes. What?
It's just I don't know, man. Like, and I get it. It's these places that just buy up properties, and that's kind of like the deceptive things. Like, for whatever reason you think that you're gonna be like, oh, I'm about to see a fucking mountain. No, you're not. No, you're not. Know your area. Know your community. There's no mountains here. This is not the Poconos. Stop it.
Yeah, and one of the deceptive things that they do at places like that is they got one house. It's almost like, how you see a commercial and the Whopper looks humongous and it looks all pretty, and when you get it, it's all mashed and nasty. They got one house that they show and they display to visitors that come up there, and it's all painted pretty and beautiful. They don't show you the real house you're moving into. They show you the display house, and you fall in love with that display house, and then you get up there and you live, and you're like, where's all the shit in the display house? No, nothing like that.
No. So I don't know. I just, in my drivings around, I've just noticed that I'm like, oh, man, like, the more illustrious the name, the shittier the places are.
Yeah.
Like, if you just call them like these apartments, it's like, it ain't fucking bad. I like them.
Yeah.
All right. Nice little perks. All right, cool. No, is that a pool table? Shut up. You gotta.
And then you're gonna go to Paradise Apartments
Springs. Paradise Springs.
And that comes with a full-blown, built-in little midget that'll shoot everybody. So
right. It's just wild, man.
But it's paradise.
Yeah.
Man, you did a 21-minute podcast sitting in the parking lot.
Yeah.
We know you're white, because they would have pulled into my parking lot and said, "Get your black ass moving."
Yeah.
The cops wouldn't allow no 21 minute. I wouldn't be able to record no 21-minute thing in the parking lot.
Yeah. No one even came to the door. No one even, didn't care. I was like, oh, that's funny. So that just kind of might be how I do that now, because there's no distractions. I'm killing time. So,
Yeah, you don't have to go in the house, find a spot. I mean, that's cool. It's pretty convenient.
Yeah. The car's my happy place. If I could find a way to poop in there, I'd be fucking set, I wouldn't step foot in this house. That might be the play. I may like install a little like how like airplanes have that little air pressure thing that just sucks everything down and puts it somewhere else. I might just kind of cut a hole in the seat and call it a day. Yeah, imagine I just driving down the highway. I got oh, there we go. It's like a diaper. It's like a built-in diaper.
Just be at the red light, like, oh.
I may be onto something. I may have to get a patent or something like that. I don't know. We'll talk about it later. All right. So let's see what we're talking about today. It's spinning. You can't see it.
BW. And then what is it? AW? After wheel?
After
he was
wheel,
about to say DJ or something.
Dude. All right. So let's see here. Hold on. Let me get out of here. Just see something. Oops. Okay. This one, sorry. Okay. I messed up and I didn't get rid of the... Okay, no, we're good. Okay. All right. Let's go. Ooh. Movie quotes.
Okay.
All right. All right. So.
Anyway.
So, let's talk about movie quotes real quick. So, for somebody that's not an insanely large movie connoisseur, right? I kind of treat movies like I treat friends. I have very few that I actually, want, and they're kind of near and dear. So, first of all, this draft is not going to be the best movie quotes of all time because one, that's subjective. It's going to be our favorite ones or our most memorable or our most kind of coveted, just something that speaks to us, right? Because you're like, oh, well, you didn't pick Gone with the Wind. It's like, well, I'm not 90 fucking 4, so it's all right. Not having it. But I think what makes movie quotes kind of so important, I guess, and it's kind of obvious, but I feel like a quote can make the movie, right? It can make that movie like iconic almost, If there is that one that just hits hard, you're like, that's a banger. Like that's it. That's what it is. It's kind of like whenever they say the name of the song in a song, you're like, hey, the fucking thing, the thing. It was cool. It was great. Like that's kind of the thing, right? So there are plenty of bad movies with great quotes, and that's fine. I just think that if you can find that method, that kind of I don't know, avenue where you can fit that sentence or few sentences in at that perfect time, you're like, oh man, we just made magic. Because you can have a great quote, but it can be at the wrong place in the movie, and you're like, fuck? What? No.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think this is actually going to be a cool little thing because I'm curious to see where you go with it. I think you're more curious with where I'm going to go with it because I'm not a big movie guy.
Yeah. I mean, movie quotes, I mean, it definitely have an impact. I mean, you can get along with a complete stranger just by a certain movie
Yeah.
quote that y'all both like. I mean,
Oh shit. Yeah.
when
Me and Bob, we used to have conversations of just quoting Step Brothers back and forth. We would just have a conversation.
same
Just
here
because
with
we're idiots.
you know, I ain't gonna say at said job, but at the previous job, me and uh, maybe like 5 to 10 other, either women, men, we would quote that the movie Color Purple. We would just
Yeah.
say certain things, and like I said, people will be cracking up. I mean, there's good icebreaker. It's like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah. Yeah.
even know you. I don't know you from a can, but if we know the same movie quote and we say it together in unison,
Yeah.
we're instantly like I ain't gonna say
Right, because you're
bonded,
like
but
we're on
I
the
mean,
same
like we're
wavelength. Like we
yeah,
already have something in common. Like that. Yeah, exactly. That's the cool thing about that. It's a weird coming together, bringing people together kind of thing where you're like, hey, I'm comfortable with this, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just gonna slink into the bushes. Like, okay, bye.
yeah, yeah.
So now I will say here. Let me see here. Okay. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. I wanted to think about how we could do this to get started to have it fun, but I have a random number generator that's going to decide who goes first. All right.
Okay.
That's how we're going to do it from now on. I mean, that just makes the most sense. So I'll be 1, you be 2. So 1, 2, 3. All right, you go first. Hooray! Magic. So here's how I want to do this here. All right, just so we can kind of get this clear. You do the quote. You name the movie, or I mean, however you want to do it. Name the movie, name the person that does it. Do the quote and kind of explain why, like why you chose it.
All right.
And these are in no order either. They're just kind of
Yeah, you can't put them in order.
yeah. There's very very few drafts that we're gonna do that are gonna be like this is the order they need to go in from most important to least. This is not one of them.
All right. So I am first.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Movie Tombstone. Val Kilmer. I'm your Huckleberry. That's just my game. And that is one of the legendary quotes of any movie with action and shooting in it and any Western.
Okay.
Everybody knows that. I mean, it's like, and you never heard it in any movie before it.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I mean, anybody that said it afterwards, they're referencing the movie Tombstone that he played in. So I'm your Huckleberry. That's just my game. So if you in any situation where someone's calling for, a match and you're up for it and you're up for that type of play, you would politely say, I'm your Huckleberry. That's just my game.
To the surprise of nobody, I have said that many a times.
Yes.
No one in this room or anyone that would ever listen would be surprised to know that is in my repertoire of retorts to people. So, I to kind of fill people in, I have for my 4 picks because that's a 4-pick draft, and all I have is 4. So, Mr. Honorable Mention over there will have about 29. It's fine. I have 2 paragraphs and I have 2 sentences. So, once again, in no particular order, but I'm going to start off with a paragraph. It is from Al Pacino, and it is in The Devil's Advocate. Okay, one of my favorite movies. And yes, this is going to ruffle your feathers. I want you to be yourself. You know, I'll tell you, boy, guilt, it's like a bag of fucking bricks. All you got to do is set it down. Who you carrying all those bricks for anyway? God? Is that it? God? Well, I'll tell you. Let me give you a little inside information about God. God likes to watch. He's a prankster. Think about it. He gives man instincts. He gives you this extraordinary gift, and what does he do? I swear, for his own amusement, his own private cosmic gag reel, he sets the rules in opposition. It's the goof of all time. Look, but don't touch. Touch, but don't taste. Taste, don't swallow. And while you're jumping from one foot to the next, what is he doing? He's laughing. He's laughing his sick fucking ass off. He's a tight ass. He's a sadist. He is an absentee landlord. Worship that, never. So, have you ever seen The Devil's Advocate?
Yes, I have, but I don't remember that quote down to the word. I mean, that's pretty a lot to unpack. I mean, Devil's Advocate came out probably
like 97 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say, when I was in high school. So I've seen it and I probably glanced at it, but you know, when you're a teenager, 18, 19, I graduated in 96. So when you're moving that fast, you don't have time to really digest and to,
this was
really
like
get into.
This was like the crescendo of the movie. It was right at the end. This is like the big bad guy.
When he finally finds out, like, that all of this is pretty much, under the guidance or the direction of the devils. Yeah. It's like the climax at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, first and foremost, I don't think anybody else could really deliver that and it be as powerful as it is. Just Pacino has he has an aura about him.
I mean, I understand acting is acting, but crossing the line, I mean, that's just one. I mean, I can act and get into character, but if someone presented it to me and said that, hey, we need you to say this, I would refuse. I'm sorry. Acting and in real life, I'm not going to get on film and hide behind the art of acting. No, I'm
right.
Something like that crosses the line a little too heavy for me. So I would turn down that job or say, hey, man, I can't say these lines. I just can't.
I get it. I get it. So I appreciate it because it's delivered with such fire and such vigor. And to a degree, there are some points in there that do make you kind of wonder. It's like, it does kind of feel like
it's a head scratcher.
There are temptations out there, and it's like, hey, this feels really good. Fucking don't do that. But it feels good. The fuck did I just say? You dumb? So it's one of those like it's one of those it makes you think kind of things. Nothing more, nothing less. Obviously things are set in place to be set in place for reasons. Does not mean that there is, a higher power, purposefully trying to mess with you. That's not at all what I believe. I think that's quite silly. But I just think it was a powerful line. Just
not to unpack. It definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely one of my favorite movies of all time.
Made me find that movie and rewatch it as an adult, like, because you watch movies with a teenage mind, and if you watch movies now, it's almost like a different movie.
Maybe we can finagle that and do that together. That'd be fun. Maybe like blow each other or something like that. Touch each other.
I just know it's definitely movies that I've seen in my teenage years that I've seen as an
Oh
adult over
yeah,
40, and it's almost a totally different. Put it this way: the concentration or the messages I'm looking for is totally
right.
different than the one that I were
Oh
looking
yeah,
for when I was younger. It was just like, hey, let's get to the fighting, and then as you get older, you're like actually focusing in on the dialogue, like you care
right.
about what they're
Yes.
saying. It's like, okay, I
Like
didn't care what they were saying back in the day.
you're at the age now where you watch porn for the story. I get it. I understand. I get it.
No, porn is still the same as the
Oh,
same
okay.
exact result. Yeah, I'm
You're
not.
not.
Those
You're
stories are
not.
so terrible. I wouldn't even. Yeah, I wouldn't even be. I
You're
watch
not
porn with the
emailing
sound
Vivid.
down
You're
half
like,
the time.
dear Vivid, I did not appreciate the story arc of John Big Dick Higgins. All right. I don't understand.
I don't watch porn with the sound on half the time. I mean, unless it's two women together or something like that, then yeah, I'll turn it up. But
That's funny.
most of the time, I don't even hear what's going on.
That's funny.
But
All right.
all
Let's
right,
go there, OnlyFans.
all right. Oh man. All right. My next quote. I actually can give you two of them from the same movie. Um, and those of you that watch this movie, the fans, like I told you at the job, I'm quoting The Color Purple. There's two lines in there that comes from no other movie. If you say these quotes around, anyone probably my age, I want to say there is a cutoff. I want to say I'm going on 47, so anyone my age and above, of course, and it probably cuts off at like maybe 10 years. So 35, anyone under 35, they're probably not going to understand, or they haven't watched the movie because it just wasn't their era, it wasn't their time. Um, One is in the beginning. The quote is, and it comes from the father, because the star in the movie is Whoopi Goldberg, and when she was a young child, her father used to rape her. She actually had children from her dad, who used to rape her. So she had one baby, and he would never let her. He would have sex with her. She would have the baby, and he would never let her keep the baby. He would take the baby and either sell it or have it adopted, or he would take it away. So the beginning scene in the beginning, he was just like, after he took the baby, the one quote was, "You better tell nobody but God." So basically, told her she can't tell anyone but God, and God's already seen it, so He already knows. So, but that is one quote that if you say that quote to anyone my age, anyone from 35 and up, they should know exactly what you're talking about, and they're probably gonna be laughing because it is. Color Purple is one of the funniest sad movies I've ever seen. It's like one of those
Yeah,
things
you're
where the
really keeping it light.
I mean the movie is not supposed to be funny, but there's funny parts to the movie. There's just no way around that. It's no way around it. Have you seen Sling Blade, right? Have you seen Sling Blade with Billy Bob Thornton?
I've seen clips, but I can't like imagine
Well,
watching
Sling
the whole
Blade
movie.
is Sling Blade is kind of the hillbilly version of Color Purple. It's the same thing. Not supposed to be funny, but boy, it's hella parts that crack you up. But one other part of Color Purple that was towards the end, Whoopi Goldberg, she was abused heavily by Danny Glover in the movie, and he went to go hit her, and she like put her hand out and almost like put a curse on him. And everybody knows this quote. She said, "Everything you've done to me, I've already done to you." And then she said, "I might be poor, I might be black, hell, I might even be ugly, but dear God, I'm here. I'm here." So if you ever say that quote to someone 35 and up, it's sad, but it's funny, and it's a instant bond type of thing where you don't know how many countless women, men that I've talked to that I didn't know from a can of paint said any of those quotes, and we're automatically cracking up. It's just crazy. It's crazy for a movie to be that sad to be, so cherished, so to speak. So 2 quotes from that movie. The guy better not tell nobody but God, and then Whoopi Goldberg. Poor black. Hey,
That
might
makes
even be
sense,
ugly,
though. I mean, you're talking about such
but
a
I'm here.
hard subject. You gotta have something to break that tension, right? Like,
Yeah, it's and of course it was first it was a book, and then they made it into a movie. The movie had to be in like 80s, something like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think
and
you're right. Yeah,
yeah, and then they just recently remade it, and it's like a musical. I heard it was terrible. I haven't even tried to watch it because it was a
yeah.
musical. I'm like, how you gonna turn a movie with this much drama and this much, you know, berries into a musical? That's just blasphemy to me. So
Well,
I
that's
haven't even
because
watched
folks
it.
don't have original things. They think if we do a little spin on it, it'll be no.
Yeah, just let's remake it, and then we do one thing different, and we'll gain. Yeah. I mean,
And by
today's
one
world.
thing, change the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, today's world. They have no originality. They got to remake everything we've done, everything we've grew
Let's
up with.
do the color purple, but everyone's white.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about the Disney where, let's do Little Mermaid over, but make her black. It's just totally different.
Yeah,
It's like,
weird. It's weird. Like, you don't gotta
okay.
include everyone on everything, man. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
I get it, but like,
some things are just best left alone. Just leave it alone.
yeah, now you're just trying too hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're counting your black friends. It's like, I have a lot of them. It's like, what are you doing?
Got
Why are you counting?
1,
Stop
2.
it.
Yeah. The black thing in your house is pepper. But go ahead.
Golly. Oh, man, I use the line like the blackest thing you know is the shoes you have on. Stop it. All right. Well, I'm gonna keep it light because I'm not trying to hurt myself later. So I've already mentioned the
after
movie.
you just after you just
Yeah,
started
that's
off
true.
with a heavy hitter with the devil.
Yeah, that's fair. And then you're like, hey, how do you feel about rape? I'm like, I'm indifferent, I guess. I don't know. Tell me. I'm warming up to it.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to Step Brothers here.
Oh, okay.
Just a silly movie. Just kindred spirit thing between me and Bob. And it is very, very simple. It is, this house is a fucking prison. It's just funny. It's just funny. There's more to the quote, but I don't really care about the rest. It's just a one-liner, and it's Will Ferrell does it, and he's mad because he's gonna get punished
for his house is a prison. That's him and John C. Reilly, right?
Yeah. And they're getting punished by Doback, and he's just, his house is a fucking prison. And it's just silly because they're fucking 40 and it's just dumb. And I just love it so much. It makes me happy. Yeah, that's it. That line, that movie is very, very quotable.
Okay. Me, everyone. See, I can't even use it because I don't know it exactly. But from Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
When Samuel says,
quote, I knew it. I thought about it. Yeah.
When Samuel, he said, I got this passage. It's actually a passage in the Bible. He said, Ezekiel 3:25. He said, he said it's some cold shit. And
hold on, just real quick. When you immediately think of that, do you immediately see him in the Jerry curl and just standing there? Like you can't
over top of the dude.
Yes.
I go right to the point where he's saying the passage and he's getting ready to turn around and blast the dude. It's just like, okay. He said,
Oh,
"You will
man.
know my name is the Lord when I strike down upon thee." And they just light him up. Yo, that's just like,
And once again, just like Pacino with that dialogue,
yeah,
no one else is pulling that off. Nobody.
no,
It's just not happening.
I can imagine somebody trying to do it and it just wouldn't fit right. Samuel L. got that market corner right there.
He has the face. He has this
the demeanor, just the
God,
yeah.
Damn, shit. We need to protect him at all costs, man. When he dies, it's gonna be a
just
national,
even leading up to that
tragedy.
when he shot the dude and he was just like, he's like, "What does Marcellus Wallace look like?" And he said, "Does he look like a bitch?"
He look like a bitch?
He said, "No." He said, "Then why you try to fuck him like one?"
It's so good. Oh God, I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna have to watch it. God bless.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh man. So
You got another paragraph coming?
I did, but I didn't. I'm looking at it. I don't fucking want it.
All right.
I just. All right. I'm gonna pick this one. This is my other one-liner, and it's just obscene and reckless, and it doesn't even make sense. And it's from a really bad movie, but it's delivered by a funny guy, and it's something I've never heard before. And for whatever reason, in my young mind, it just stuck. So, it was from Blade Trinity. Okay. Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
Already a terrible movie. And it's Ryan Reynolds. And he calls this vampire a cock-juggling thunder cunt. That's it.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds definitely. Ryan Reynolds is like the king of one-liners. I mean, that dude is just.
Yeah. It is
a ridiculous thunder kind. Even to that that vampire chick.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous insult, and you're like, I wasn't prepared for that. I don't. What do I do with that? Like it's
he
so
said
many different directions.
Took you by surprise, by storm.
Right. Like you just kind of win. You're like, I need a moment. I need a moment.
All right. Yeah, I had a bunch of them, but for some reason I can't think of the one I had right off the top of my head. I do got another one. That is, this one is actually a demonstration.
Okay.
This one's from Wedding Crashers. You know Vince Vaughn.
Oh, he's are you about to? Okay, God.
He said, "Quit crying because the old lady showed you her cans." He was like, "Who was he talking about?" He said, "Are they built for speed or are they built for comfort?" He was like, "Did you do the motorboat? You motorboating son of a bitch." He was like,
"Yep, yep."
Everybody knows that if you did that anywhere, even in Japan, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I know you, yeah." They gonna come. I'm telling you. He said, "Is it built for speed or for comfort?" And then he asked him, he's like, "Do the motorboat?" He didn't even give him a chance to even answer the question. "Did you do the motorboat?" He's like, "You motor." He just assumed he already did the motorboat. He's like, "You motorboating son of a bitch."
Okay, I know what I want to find. Go through your your honorable mentions here.
One other one, Rocky IV, when the Russian knocked out Oh, he killed Apollo.
He dies.
If he dies, he dies. Yeah, when he killed the Apollo Creed, that's definitely a quote that stands the test of time. And if he dies, it's such simple, but it seemed like nobody ever put that together. But that dude, but Dragoff or Dolph Lundgren or whatever his name is, if he dies, he dies.
I have
another
my
one.
fourth, by the way.
Oh, okay. One more mention before you go into that.
Yeah.
Training Day. King Kong and
Listen,
that's me.
That's the one I was gonna go for the full paragraph. That's the one I was looking at. I'm like, it's not. I mean,
he was gonna go to the whole paragraph.
Yeah, it's great, but I'm also like, it doesn't like speak to me. It doesn't have like that. Like,
I mean, it doesn't cut me deep. It's just one of those quotes that nobody said it before that, and if you said it after that, everybody referred back to Training Day. It's like it's specific to that movie.
I had to think of some of my favorite movies. Now, Blade Trinity is not that. It's just a quote that makes me happy.
Yeah.
One of my other favorite movies is American History X.
American what?
American History X.
Never even seen that.
Oh, we're gonna have a fun weekend. At some point, we have movies to watch here, sir. Wow, you've never seen American History X with Edward Norton, and he's like a Nazi, and he like reforms himself, and
no, Edward Norton is. He was in Fight Club and all that, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With Brad Pitt. No.
Yeah. Wow. Oh yeah, you need to watch this movie. So this is probably not going to hit that much, that great here, but this is his brother. He had to do an essay. All right. So I guess this is where I tell you what I learned. My conclusion, right? Well, my conclusion is hate is baggage. Life's too short to be pissed off all the time. It's just not worth it. Derek says it's always good to end a paper with a quote. He says someone else has already said it best, so if you can't top it, steal it from them, go out strong. So I picked a guy I thought you'd like. We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies. Through passion may have strained, it must not break our bonds of affection. The mystic chords of memory will swell when again touched, as surely they will be by the better angels of our nature. Now, I'm not going to blow my load and explain without like unpack that whole thing because it'll, we are going to end up having to watch that movie, which is not a problem with me. So, kind of, if you know kind of moment there.
Okay. You ain't got to explain it.
Yeah, like if I go ahead and break it down, you're going to be like, oh, cool. I don't need to watch the movie now. It's like, okay. So, like the arc of the movie, that's a pretty powerful, like that's at the end. So it's like a bittersweet type of thing. Oh my God, I can't believe you haven't seen that movie. That is bonkers to me.
Hey.
Oh, sheesh.
You said you're not a movie.
But it's like an
you're not a movie.
Thing, like,
yeah, I've never seen it.
Huh. Okay.
No honorable mentions.
Dude, I couldn't even come up. I barely could come up.
Like you said, I couldn't even come up with 4.
That is the one.
Something that just keeps slipping my head. I'm like, man, I know I was going to talk. I said Pulp Fiction, definitely Tombstone, definitely Color Purple. And there was another one I just had, and I can't remember it. Another honorable mention, Joker from Batman. Everybody knows. Why so serious? I'm telling you, that hits hard. When when he had that knife in that guy's face, and he was like, "Why so serious?" Can't think of nothing else. Can't think of the one that I had in my mind at the beginning before we started. But yeah. Wow. That definitely was a lot of, let's say, tilt, but it was definitely think right on the fly. I mean, we did have a small little intermission, but that was
Yeah,
pretty
I
hard to
definitely
do.
had to hit. I had to hit pause for like 10 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I gotta find some
Yeah,
shit. Like I wasn't.
that was pretty hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, not for you. You had things on deck, but me not being like a big movie connoisseur,
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
I can't believe either one of us ain't saying nothing about Chappelle. Like, as far as it half baked or anything. I mean, half baked is like one liners. That's legendary.
No,
Like the whole movie is legendary. It's like not one line out of it really you can pull. I mean, you can pull
I mean, there's
tons
the
of quotes out of his shows.
fuck you, you're cool, I'm out.
Yeah, from
Like
the
that.
shows you can pull tons. You can,
No, that's from the movie. No, it's from the movie. That's
Oh,
when
from the movie, yeah, when he was,
yeah,
yeah,
fuck
and he got
you, fuck
fired.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
But that's
cool. Yeah.
like but it's not really like, oh, that's amazing penmanship, boys. Great job.
Oh, I think I remember one of them. I was going to say, Scarface, of course. Say hello to my little friend. I mean, that's legendary. Like
Yeah,
everybody knows that.
yeah. But yeah, I don't have anything else.
Okay.
Hmm. Well,
That was
I guess
random. Definitely nice spinning the wheel. That was random for sure.
that was fun. I see. I like that idea. Like, it's not. I mean, we're not always gonna do it. I mean, the draft is always gonna be like that until we change it.
But no, that's cool. I mean, instead of having a whole week to, you know, find masterpieces and all that, yeah, this is shoot from the
Well,
hip.
because like
Here we go.
nothing was really happened on my side that was worth talking about. It was just like, okay, just a grindy ass week, and Tiff turned 39, and
Yeah.
that was that.
Happy belated to Tiff.
Yep,
You said hers was Super Bowl Sunday, right?
yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
other than that, man, like nothing really was like, oh, wow, like I really had this situation. No, nothing. Just
Yeah, me.
so I figured,
Week was
like,
just
hey, yo, you're working like crazy out there. So like, what do you have to talk about?
just work. I mean, I don't really and
Nobody wants to
outside
hear
of
about
work. Yeah.
it. Like, oh, you can't
Nobody.
believe the call I had. Shut up. Nobody cares. Fuck you and your problems.
Yeah. Just work. Just work. Cancel my cable. Oh,
Hey.
it's that Super Bowl. As soon as that Super Bowl's over, I'm like, cut me
Oh
off.
shit. Yeah, I canceled my NFL package like a month ago. I was like, all right, well, all set. Good. As soon as
But you
the
still had
playoffs
access to
started.
watch those games, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I still had
Okay.
like the locals, yeah, but like I'm like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just didn't
Yeah.
care. I'm like, I have no like once red zone was done, I'm like, I have no reason to pay you guys $15 a month. I'm all set.
Yeah. Well, me, I still got the box. I'm gonna turn that in on Saturday. Take it to one of the UPS stores. But yeah, that's about the most eventful thing I did this week. Was
Yeah.
cut my cable. I mean, and the guy that I was like, hey, I just want to go down to internet, and it was good old I was about to call him an overseer. What are they called? Outsourcers.
Outsource.
Yeah, I was about to say overseers. Good old outsourcer. This dude would just not. He could not process. Just cancel my cable and give me what I had before I got the cable. This guy tried to sell me phone and oh my god! I'm like, man, just give me my internet. He would not take no for an answer. He kept trying to bundle me with all this stuff and this and we're gonna increase your speed to 2,000. And I'm like, I need all of that. I want the exact thing I got. They just cut the cable. They just don't hear it. And it was just like I had to hang up on them. And
Yeah.
I had to call back in and I got someone that was actually can speak American and they was You know, they made an attempt at the phone, of course, because that's what you got to do. I guess you got to try to bundle the, you know, cell phone service, and it was just like, I'm like, no, I could tell her my phone is in a package with 4 other lines. I'm not coming out of that to get a separate line for the phone. And once that was understood, boom, 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 and here we are. Yeah, that was
That's
about the
when you
most
just
eventful.
drop. That's when you just drop on. I'm like, yeah, I used to work here. I'm all set, man. I get it. But like,
Yeah.
just can
I try not to say it. I mean, I know when I first left the government, I used to say that every time I called in. I used to work there. I know the language. I would tell them, you know, you're looking to do this and that, and try to give them pointers. And now I have totally de-associated myself from that company, so I don't even attempt to
I
say.
will only use that if I ever have to call in and you are tilting me up. I will then be like, listen, I used to fucking work here. You're looking at CSG, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Here's what I
yeah,
need you to fucking do. Go to change of service. Go down to like,
yeah. I definitely would. I would use some of the like, hey, yeah, send me a certain such and such hit, or you know, say some stuff like retention or loyalty. Get me the customer loyalty, like to try to make it easier for them. But like now,
right.
I feel like a
You
total
got to get
consumer
someone on
now.
this side of the pond, man. If you get someone out, in that, in a dirt floor, like you can't, you just, it's not gonna fucking
He
work, man.
said
I
the
can't.
dirt floor.
Look, if I hear a chicken in the fucking background, I'm banging on you. I can't fucking do it. I don't have
Uh,
it in me. I don't have it in me.
yeah, and
Like if you
the thing
sound
that
if
gets
you
me,
sound like if you sound like the guy I got a donut off of at 7-Eleven and you say your name is John, I'm not fucking with you. Stop it.
my thing is when the terms of not endearment, but trying to be nice, and it's
That's
like
a movie.
overly, like I'm tired. How are you and how
I
are
am
you doing
so
today? Thank
sorry.
you for asking. I'm like, I don't, let's kill pleasantries. Let's just get
You
right
have
to it.
such a big penis.
Like,
Like, well,
and
thank you.
how is your day going? I'm like, you don't care, and I don't care how your day is going, man. Get to my
Right,
damn problem. Like, I
right.
don't need all that kiss my ass
Oh,
while
I
while you're
bet you
doing.
have a sweetie on Valentine's Day. Motherfucker, I will find you. Say one more goddamn word. One more.
I'm a direct get to the nitty gritty type of person,
Yeah.
and I've been
Well, that's
told
what
that
I
in the
don't understand,
past.
man.
I've been told in the past that, hey, that leadership style might not work, and I'm like, well, it's been working because I want to be treated that way, so I'm gonna,
Yeah.
I'm not. I know not to be rude. I know with being so direct, you're rude, but I,
Right.
let's not talk about the weather and all of that that's irrelevant shit. Let's get right to what we need
Look,
to do. I
I
mean,
went food shopping today. Like after I was done kind of driving around, I went, Tiff sent me a list and I obviously am still working for or looking for, a legitimate gig as this thing is, doing its paying the bills pretty decently.
yeah.
Um before I would let these people tell me their spiel, yada yada yada. Here's how the conversation went today. Oh, hey, is this Richard? Yeah. I'm from Randstad. Okay. Oh, we have a job opportunity for you. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Real quick, let me ask you a question. What does it pay, and where is it? It's
You don't
literally how I started the
even
conversation. He was
you
like,
don't even
oh,
let them produce the like give you the introduction and all of this. You
no,
like, hey man, let's get right down to the
because I don't have
brass.
it in me anymore. I'm not gonna sit here and wait. Like he's like, oh, it's $20.08. I'm like, yeah, buddy, I'm all set. Goodbye. Um, so there is something to be said, and and it had nothing to do with them being foreign or anything like that. But I also realize from these recruiters that have been kind of blowing my phone up, they like to go through all of that unneeded.
They like to go through that first and then end the conversation with what you were looking for at the beginning.
Right.
And it's like, let's
Like,
just skip it.
am I paying by the minute for this call? Like, what are you doing? Like, just get to the fucking point. And if you can't get to the point within the first minute, you need to understand how people work. Like, people's attention spans are not long. And I'm already doing something anyway, so I'm already like, fuck off. What do you want?
Yeah. Don't give me the details and the responsibilities and all the job and all, and then, you tell me all this, get me all excited, and then it's paying jack shit. I don't want to hear that, I mean, let me know what it's paying. My ear gets bigger depending on the compensation. It's like, okay, now my ear is wide open. Now tell me what we need to be doing.
Well,
You know what I
I
mean?
think the psychology behind it is like, well, if we get you in excited about the perks and whatever, then you may or may not, you may bypass it's like, the thing is, you need to understand that's going to work the other way too. If you lead off saying, hey, we're going to give you $27 an hour. Okay, I'm interested. What do we do here? Then you've like that way you saved yourself time, you saved me time, and you already know that if I'm going to let you kind of go, then you already have some of the battle already taken. All you have to do is not sell me on some fuck shit, and then we're good.
Yeah, if you start off telling me a nice large number, then I'm going to listen all the way up until, even if I can't tolerate some of it, even though
I will look at, I'm like,
I'm going to still try to find a way to house it in my umbrella because it's paying well.
I can handle that. I mean, so it's just.
You got to work Sundays at exactly during the NFL games. I'm like,
no, I
maybe.
don't. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I ain't going to be working there.
If it's enough pay, man, I may consider it, but if it's not, no.
I haven't worked a Sunday anywhere in like 15 fucking years.
Yeah. See, when I was working at O'Reilly's, he tried to make me like alternate Sundays, and that's where we clashed. I was like, man, this is not gonna happen, dog. I mean, I've never worked I haven't worked a Sunday since I was a teenager. Like, and you try to change, like, no. Mm-mm. I enjoy my time. Pretty much, I'm not saying I work to be off on Sundays, but that's one of the things that's near and dear to my heart that I enjoy. Right. And you're not taking that away unless you paying me a ridiculous amount of money, and I still might scoff a little bit.
But but even with that, like, I mean, I go drive on Sundays, but that's because there's no football. If there was football, I would drive probably till about noon. I would get up from 8 to noon, deliver some beers, make about $80 before the game start. Fucking come home, I'm all set.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
that is one of the things that make me happier. I'm sorry. That's Sam's happy times.
You should be allowed.
I'm sorry, man. It's certain things that you shouldn't trade for anything. And this NFL Sundays is one of the few joys in my life, few hours in my life where I can shut everybody out and just.
Oh, believe me, I've tried to text you. I know.
I put that phone on that charger. And the only time I look at it is when I'm checking fantasy scores. I ain't communicating with nobody. I'm in a rut. I'm in a zone. And I might pop up for some air around between, after the 7:00 games is done, and then between 7 and like 8:30 before that game come on the NBC or that night game.
That's generally when I hear a response from you for something. I'm like, okay, he's good. He's alive. He's fine. He's good.
I'm sorry, man. I am dialed in. I am. Yeah. Even if I'm losing, I'm still dialed in. Yep.
That's about it. We had a good conversation that kind of sprouted from going away from the end of the show, which not surprised with that. I don't know. We're not doing any more football, right? Except that one.
That one, yeah. Unless something happens, yeah, because I don't.
Okay. So I didn't think we had to do. There wasn't. I mean, We're not going to do a show about our football takes. It wasn't a good game. It was an ass whooping, and that was it. Like,
that's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, they dismantled Mahomes. I ain't never seen him look, odd place and out of character. He looked silly. Him and Andy Reid, they look like they seen a ghost.
Philly's
seen some ducks.
Defense was flying like some ducks.
Yes. And with that being said, there's ducks to be fed.
Quack, quack, motherfucker. Toodles.
Deuce.